All right, guys, so we got the M5 up on the lift. We're gonna put her up here and let's just see what's going on with a couple of things. The exhaust, see what's happening with that. We're gonna see what's happening with the brakes and the struts and all that crap. Also look for any kind of damage or any kind of oil leaks. Just give her a good once over up in the air. Okay, so we just took the, the underpinning off here, skid plate or whatever you wanna call it, wind plate. And the SMG box, a little bit of seepage there, not bad. I mean, the pump and everything, you can tell it's been replaced. SMG oil cooler looks good. Well, the tail housing on this thing looks like it's freaking brand new. I guess because the underpinning kept it clean. Really don't know. A little bit oil seepage. It's like it could have been coming from the drain plug. Crank sensor. Same spot as the old M62s had it on. Whole car is kind of wet. It's sweating here. It's hot in the shop today. Sun's out. So you can see the blue springs. Definitely a lowering spring. So that's not cool. You can see where the top rings are rusty, where they've been smacking together. That's interesting. You can see it's not Brembo's like we thought, but it is a massive, massive, massive caliper. And look at the size of that. Huge. Brake pads have seen better days. It needs brake pads. It's got some oil here on the strut, which I don't know if that's from the engine or from the strut. Looks like it's from the strut. So very well could need struts. We got secondary water pump mounted right there. That's kind of a weird spot for that, to be honest with you. Big snarled up mess of manifolds in there, but I don't see any oil on none of it. The rack and pinion seems like it's fine. There's not fluid leaking out of the damn boots anywhere. Interesting. Well, the control arms look like they're factory. Well, that one's bad. You can see where it's ripped out. If you look up in there. Well, it's hard to tell. Looks like it's ripped out. Thrust arm, you can't really see. I can't tell from this angle if they're bad, but they're factory. They've definitely seen better days, and they're at the mileage. Somebody's replaced the tie rods or the sway bar links on it because they're greasable. This strut over here is not leaking. It's all dry. Very interesting. Very interesting. So it's got, it looks to be converters on it. I don't think these are pre-silencers. I think the pre-silencers go up here where they cut that and they went back to there. And then it also has converters up here. So probably what we're gonna have to do is take them collector bolts out. We can see if this one's knocked out, and we'll get the inspection camera back here to this one and take a look at it. We could probably do that right now, actually. That's not that hard of a deal to do. Was that an EGR tube? An oxygen sensor. It's an interesting setup. Or EGT, I was not EGR, or GT. Possibly. I don't know on this one. I'll have to investigate. Got a lot of aluminum shielding on this one, a little more than usual. I guess shielding the SMG box. Somebody's definitely had the transmission bolts out, which goes along with, they should have to change a clutch in it like it should have had done, like it's supposed to have done. You can see this SMG box isn't really even that big of a transmission. I mean, obviously it's bigger in a 1602, but you know, there is that. So going on back, got subframe supports. All the M cars have these years. Looks like it's oily, but it's not, it's just sweating because it's hot today. 66. A little bit of seeping from the diff. Nothing that makes any different about anything though. Got the old single, it is what I thought it was, single chamber Flowmasters on it. I don't know why that's on this car. But it is. So we'll have to sort out. It didn't really sound bad. And, well, they're rusty too. Holy. And here's the battery box. You guys are thinking your regular E60 does not have that. It doesn't. And it has a battery box over here on the passenger side where it hangs down. Since it says dual exhaust, they couldn't do it like that. Got a big giant cooler fin on the rear diff. The rear brakes. I can't really see those. Look like those are okay, but we still got to check all that crap out. That strut looks all right. Lowering springs in the back. Also, that upper control arm ball joint, it looks kind of questionable at best. And the tires aren't really, well, this one is. This one's more on the inside, a lot more than outside, you can see there. So that probably is bad. That's something we'll have to definitely look into before we drive it much with the new tires on it. And this one here, I'm going to say that's bad also. That upper control arm. They're not that much. It just has to be done. It's definitely super easy on the lift. I promise you that. All the lower ball joint stuff looks okay. You can't really tell just by looking at these, but that toe arm looks all right. So, I mean, overall not bad. It's not super corroded under here, except for these exhaust pipes where they've been welded on and cobbled all together. So I don't know. Let me go ahead and let me get the impact. I'll zap these E-Torx bolts off of here, and that should hold itself up. We're gonna have to take both sides off to get this slipped back to get the inspection camera down it, but let's go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so first things first, we still got the converter is still full in there, as you can see. Maybe you can see. And still full in that one. We have the inspection camera chased down to the rears, and those are converters. And as you can see here, no enough hands. As you can see here, possibly that they're still full in air. So it's still got 4 converters on it, which is, to be honest, a lot more I thought it was gonna be. I didn't think it had any in it. Pull this thing out of here. Look at my table, boys. It's getting this wrecked with stuff. So much stuff. We gotta sort the workbenches out in this place coming up. So yeah, it really wasn't that hard. It's super easy. You stand here and take the collector bolts out. They're all stainless, so they weren't rusty. And then it's got the transmission cross plate in the floor there. Just pop that out and pop the strut bars loose and swivel them out of the way in the back under to hold the exhaust up. Because the only other mounts back here is that mount right there at the very, very, very end. So there's not much holding it up. So I guess we got some thinking to do on this and how far we want to go. Now, I don't know the quality of the catalytic converters up front. Like, these won't be bad, I don't think. But if we want to decat it or not, that's going to be a whole nother situation. I'm a little bit worried if I decat all of it, if I ever want to sell this thing and somebody in the city wants to buy it, there's going to be an issue with that, no doubt. So I'll write in the comments, let me know what you guys think. This is all you'd like to see underneath this thing. And the tires, real quick. That's pretty. Look at the cracks in her. That's pretty iffy. That'd be good for testing around here, but I would say no more than just a couple miles away from home and not very fast with those tires on it. Those are pretty shot and pretty far gone. Sulfur compound, I think we'll probably get a flat tire on that almost immediately as soon as we drive it anywhere, because we have a rock driveway to drive out, or gravel. So yeah, here's the M5 in all its glory. That's the whole situation. So I did look at springs here when we stopped for a little bit of a break before I turned the camera back on, and I could find the front OEM springs for $100 a pair. I cannot find the rears at all. So we're gonna have to do that. Like I said, the rod bearings are gonna have to be done, which that actually looks really easy to get to. And you can see up here is, I think, 3 bolts on each side, just like a E39 would be, just like a regular E60 would be. And we'll take the bolts out of the control arms here and let all that crap dangle. It might be a good idea to go ahead and do the springs while we're doing the rod bearings. We're gonna have all this crap undone anyway, and the brakes all at the same time. Now I did see right here, let me get that light again. I'm pretty certain this wheel is aftermarket because it has a slick face on the inside versus this one has a lip. These back two have lips on them. I don't see any damage on the wheels themselves, which is pretty rare. But I mean, that one's been curved, but the wheel doesn't look damaged, so I don't know. Those tires are just like coming apart, man. Look at that. Look at the cracks in those bad boys. I don't see any bends anywhere on the wheels, but we can't tell 100% until we just go take her for a drive and see. So that's it. I'm gonna stick this exhaust back on for right now. And like I said, we're still waiting on the ECU cloning. Having issues with getting old enough laptops to do that. All that stuff's on old ancient operating system. And if I can't get it, we'll send it off and so forth. But I wanna get it running to see what's even happening and put some miles on it. But we're gonna need some tires where we could even test it very much at all. Tires and oil change. There again, I hate to do the oil change if we're gonna take the engine apart and do the bearings in it. So there's a lot of decisions on it. We'll keep working on it as soon as we can here, and stay tuned for some more videos. I don't know. We'll see y'all very soon, guys. Probably tomorrow. Have a good day. See you later.